Yeah! Let's go! Fist fights are about to happen. We are so back at the world's most famous Apex, ladies and gentlemen. UFC Vegas 110, headlined by Steve Garcia versus David Onama. Big one in the UFC's featherweight division. And it's going to happen. We're going to watch. And I think we're all in all, I think we're going to have a pretty decent time doing all of those things. So thank you for joining us for the People's Pre-Fight Show. I am Mike Heck. Hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday. Literally just got back from playing 18 holes of golf at a beautiful golf course, Hilton Head National, with 3 of my buddies. It was a great time. Beautiful weather. I shot at 82. I finished second place in Wolf. It was a pretty good day. It was a pretty good day. But now it's all about the fist fights and what we're about to watch. So we could talk about UFC Vegas 110. We can talk about everything happening in the world of MMA and combat sports. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's see what you guys got. RS40. Onama by TKO in the 4th. Could happen. Could happen. Slido hyped for this card. Hyped. He is hyped. I don't think I'm hyped. I look. It's a little bit of, it's different when you're kind of in the space. Cause like, I'm going to watch everything and I'll enjoy it and all that stuff. But at the same time, like for us in this space, I would love for an event to sort of encapsulate the next several days to lead into the next event. The unfortunate thing about this card is, while I do believe those who watch the entire thing are going to enjoy it, come Monday, we are never going to speak of this card again. Does not matter what happens, unless there's like a terrible referee thing going on, unless Dan Murgliata is all over this card. We will not speak about this card again on Monday. And to me, that's kind of a bummer. And a lot of it has nothing to do with the fighters. It has to do with the UFC, and it has to do with the stupid Apex. It's like, it's gonna be a fun card, but like, it's just gonna feel soulless the whole time. And it's a bummer, but I do like the main event. I am emotionally attached to the co-main event because I have Waldo Cortez Acosta on my fantasy team. And there are some good fights here. Like, there are some things that I'm truly interested in, but again, like once this ends and AK and I do on to the next one tomorrow, like we're done with this. And then it's back to the Apex for another one, which arguably is probably a worse one card than this one. But then it's 322 and we're getting after it. So. How long till the hat turns yellow? I don't know. I've washed it a couple times. I try to wash my hats. The blue Nike hat, which I used to wear all the time, that was like my golf hat. And no matter how many times I watch it, there's still kind of a sweaty smell to it. So that is like just my softball hat now. And this is kind of like my play golf hat, do the show hat, and then I have a Red Sox hat as well. So Tristan's excited for Chang Ho Lee and Isaac Dolgarian. It's good to see Isaac back. It's be a good fight. Both of them are in pretty good fights. Game 7 tonight. Go Blue Jays. Go Jays, go fights or whatever. Storylines are not existent, but the fights themselves to the bench should be fun. And that's all I'm saying. I had some people like DM me and be like, you guys are so negative, like just enjoy it. And I'm like, we're just being honest. Like, we're not saying the fighters are bad and the fights are bad. We're saying that it's in that stupid building where no fight should happen except the Contender Series and the Ultimate Fighter. And maybe like a regional show during International Fight Week. Like if LFA wants to do a card during International Fight Week at the Apex, that's freaking great. I love that. That's what we use that building for. Not for UFC cards, like straight up UFC events. Like, even, do you remember what they did when they had Merab Dvalishvili versus Piotr Jan? And Shiloh was in the house. What's up, Shiloh? They just did like a 1,500 seat sort of venue in Vegas, and people bought tickets, and like there was life in the building. It wasn't 10,000 people. You don't need to sell out T-Mobile for every card. but book a smaller building. It just makes it seem more lively on television. That's all we ask. I'm telling you right now, if they just did this card at like the End Market Arena in Savannah and like blocked off the second level of the big balcony seats and just put 4,500 people in there, they would sell it out and it would be way better. Mike, who do you think wins Game 7 of the World Series tonight? I think my look tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, I don't think Toronto's going to win. I think they had to win Game 6 and they didn't. So who knows? Mookie Betts started getting hot. He had a big hit last night, and that's like the last dude you want to see get going if you're the Toronto Blue Jays right now. So not all of us think the same way. It's fine. It's fine. See, here's the thing. All I want is for the UFC to try. Like, put forth effort. That's all I want. And I don't think it's wrong of me to say that we want them to try. And with these cards, they don't try. They just whatever comes. But we have to fill all these events. Like Jed and I have been saying this for a long time. The UFC should do 3 cards a month. It should be fight nights, 2 fight nights, and a pay-per-view. And if you want to do 2 pay-per-views a couple months, that's fine. Or numbered events. I'm telling you right now, if they just leave the Apex, they just leave it all together and don't do cards there, and put the same card anywhere else in the country, people would be more excited about it. How come this card has prelims followed by prelims? How dare you? You're a casual if you don't care about Alan Carr and Carlos. I am actually looking forward to that fight. I did speak to Alan Carr. There's a lot of stakes in that one, especially for Alan Carr. She needs this one. It's the last fight on her deal. She's hoping that a win gets her re-signed. If she doesn't get re-signed, she loses her work visa. She's fighting for a lot. And Carlosi's hasn't had like a non-disqualification win in quite some time. She's not the most active fighter, so I'm curious to see what she looks like. That's a good fight. Like, that's a really good opener. I think it's a really good opening fight. Over under 5 underdogs winning today. Let me look at my picks real quick. So I have 1. Well, I think we're going under. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 underdogs winning. Go back to Fight Island. Any crowd, even if they don't talk, is better to know. True that. Lazy bit. I sat through approximately 6 to 7 hours of karate combat and knockout KB last night. I'm not expecting much more of this UFC card than I was from them. Yeah. We kind of talked about this on the preview show yesterday. Karate combat has just fallen off the face of the planet. Like, they were red hot at one time. They were doing like events that people really cared about. They would trend. And now they're getting like done up by dirty boxing, like real bad. Like, there were way more people talking about dirty boxing last night or on Thursday night than people talking about karate combat. I knew it was happening, but it was just one of those things. Like, do I watch it or do I get a little extra sleep before I have to go play golf? And I chose to go to bed early. So I hope it was good. I apparently the Luis Pena fight did not go well. There was an injury in that fight. I did see that. I don't know how Uriah Hall did. I honestly don't know. How did you spend Halloween? Did you have fun? Didn't really do much. Family's up in Massachusetts. They'll be back in a few days. So yeah, me and the dog hung out. People came to the house, trick-or-treated a little bit. And that was pretty much it. Cooked some steak for dinner, ate some good food, and I went to bed. It was a wonderful day. Thank you, Tomas. Anything specific to look for tonight to enjoy some of those fights? Any steak stuff you are curious about? Let's have some good times tonight. Yeah, I mentioned the Alan Carr Cartelossi fight with everything Alan Carr is fighting for. I'm curious to see what Conejo looks like in her first fight in quite some time. Artelian being a minus 360 favorite is a little weird to me, but we shall see. I'm excited to see Dante Johnson fight. So there are things I am interested in. So again, I don't think this is going to be a bad fight card, but you have to sort of block out sort of the we have think about it this way. We have the Apex. We have Michael Bisping and DC on color tonight. That could get real dicey real quick. And we got Brandon Fitzgerald to sort of try to steer that ship. But DC and Bisping together is usually a really tough combination. Any highlights from Karate Combat we're watching? LazyBit says no. Okay. I disagree. I think the winner of the main event gets Arnold Allen in London early next year, 1-2 in his past 3. But maybe Arnold Allen is just he doesn't fight. So you can't rely on that. So maybe they get Arnold Allen, maybe they don't. Arnold Allen was supposed to be back in September. I don't know what's going on with him. And I the way I kind of view it, and just from conversations I've had, if they called Arnold Allen's team right now and said, hey, you've been out a while, you're going to have to fight backwards. Who would you fight? I don't think they're picking the winner of this fight. I think they're picking somebody ranked behind them at this point. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's honestly the winner of this fight is going to have to win 3 more at least before they're even sniffing a title fight. Wells Grimbo banger of fight. We'll see. Maybe. Wells has not been that great his last few fights, and Temba has come back to earth. So I'm intrigued by it. I'm picking. That is one of the upsets I'm picking is Jeremiah Wells over Temba Grimbo. Should I send it to 322? Tickets aren't cheap, but I'm in the area. Yes. If you have the means and it's not going to break you to go to that card, go. That's the UFC trying. That's a damn good fight card. That's one everybody should be pumped about. That's one that no one's going to be negative about. No one has a bad thing to say about UFC 322. The only bad thing people might say is well, why is Bo Nickel on the main card over some of these other awesome fights that are there? That is a great card. So I would go. Any bets? No bets. I might throw one bet down, and I sort of touched on it on the preview show yesterday. If Seo-Hyun Ko, Phil Rowe gets out of the first round, I'm putting a bet on Phil Rowe. I'm going to live bet him because he's probably going to lose the first round, which means he's a plus 152 right now. Phil Rowe will probably be a plus 250 or more. I'll probably take a shot on Phil Rowe in round 2. I think it's the right price. A lot of people saying Karate Combat was bad. Thought you typically do pre-fight show 1 hour before the card starts. No, it's 30 minutes for a fight night, 45 before a pay-per-view. What 4 dogs specifically do you have? So I'm picking Phil Rowe because you can't kill him, and If you can't, he usually will get you in the third round. So I'm taking a shot there. I'm not like super confident in that, but he's a guy that if you can't get him out of there early or like really get a big lead on and just completely take him out of the fight, he's really tough to beat down the stretch. So I'm taking a shot on him. I am taking a shot on Jeremiah Wells. I'm not actually betting these. Waldo Cortez Acosta, I'm picking, and David Onama, I'm picking. So those are the four. No, nothing like crazy. No like plus 250s or anything like that. Hall looked like a 41-year-old having a sparring session. Well, that's not what you want to see. Brian Battle, yeah. Thoughts on the Ko versus Rowe fight? Think Ko comes out to a great start. If he finishes Phil Rowe early, that'd be pretty sick. But if he doesn't, Phil Rowe is very live. If you remove the UFC branding from tonight's card and replace it with CFFC, Fury FC, etc., it's a solid event. Yep. Completely agree. Brandon Fitzgerald killing it with the postcard songs. 100%. Brendan, I love Brandon Fitzgerald. He's the friggin' man. Fellow New Englander. So, I mean, maybe there's a little bias there, but super cool, man. Super cool dude. Great at his job. He's excellent. Absolutely excellent. Do you think Sean Brady versus Michael Morales and Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates are a mini tournament for the next title shot? And will Shavkat ever get his title shot? Definitely not Leon and Prates. Leon could not be further away. Like, I know the ranking is there, whatever, but he could not be further away from a title shot. Brady, maybe. I don't know. I mean, Morales just goes out and cooks Sean Brady. I mean, you can make a case. Is Shavkat ever getting his title shot? I have no idea. I don't even know what he's up to. I don't know when he's coming back. All I saw was like rumor and innuendo that he was injured again, which I confirmed was not true. So maybe. I mean, you can't forget the Gary Bilal fight too. I kind of feel like if Ian beats Bilal, he's going to get it. Leon's going to have to win like 8 fights in a row to get back to it. I mean, he lost the belt to Bilal convincingly, and then he got chewed up by Sean Brady. So it's going to be hard to convince. And Prates just coming off a loss. So it was good. I mean, competitive scrap with Ian Gary, but he lost that fight. Did you catch Big Tuna and Jaleel the Realist Willis's DBX KOs the other night? DBX is fun as hell. Big Tuna for life. Bellator, I knew Bellator was done the second they screwed up Big Tuna. They got a gift handed to them on a silver platter. This Southern boy who's hilarious, funny accent, who's like the working man, and he's just like one of those people you look at and be like, wow, this guy could be like a successful pro fighter. Like, maybe I can accomplish things in my life. And I remember doing that like interview after the fight with Big Tuna. It was awesome. And I was like, man, do not screw this up. It's so easy. Just throw him a bunch of dudes that he can beat and put him on main cards because he's a personality. And what do? They bury him on the prelims against Sullivan Colley, I believe. It's just like the worst booking in history. So now Big Tuna's in DBX, and now he could be a star, hopefully. I saw Julio Willis' knockout. That was nasty. Montavious Ware, I think, impressed me the most. Please read an answer. What did you think of Casey's top 5 scariest fighters? 2, did he fumble the bag so hard and not include Wanderlei in his list? I don't know who his top 5 was. Outside of, I assume Ryan Hall was a part of it, knowing Casey. But yeah, if you want to tell me who his top 5 is, trust me, you know how many ranking shows I've done with Casey and how many different shows I've done with him? I'm sure his list is like hipster city, which is fine because that's how Casey does it. And I love that guy. Who does Cater fight next? It's a really good question. I want to see him fight Edson Barboza. I know Barboza's booked and he's up at lightweight now. I mean, at this point, like, let's just do some fun stuff with him. Dude, chuck him in there with like Nate Landwehr. Like, there's no way that's not fun. Go do that. I wouldn't hate the Aaron Pico fight, but again, like, I think Calvin can beat Aaron Pico. So I would go Pico a little further back. Like, I don't hate the Andre Feely rematch. Like, if Cub Swanson were to come back for one more, I don't hate that. Juliana Rosa would be fun. Like, there's Billy Q. Like, all these fights, I'd be fine with it. Favorite kind of steak and how do you take it? I like them all. It was a sirloin side steak, I think I found. It was like a really good price and it looked amazing. Cooked it medium, cut it into little strips, threw it in a bowl with some white rice and some broccoli and some carrots, excuse me. It was delightful. It was really good. Thoughts on Battle's post-fight speech at Dirty Boxing? It was good. I thought it was really good. That fight was super weird. It was really fun, though. Really, really fun. But I don't think Nick Coring really like understood like all the rules. And he was really pissed about the stoppage, but the first knockdown was bad. He fell basically face first into the canvas, and then that follow-up shot was nasty. Thoughts on Gable's performance and skill ceiling? Yeah. I mean, dude, we all know like Gable is a freak athlete. He's probably going to win the heavyweight title. As long as he doesn't get in trouble. Again, as long as he like stays out of the headlines, stays out of jail, like doesn't commit crimes and stuff like that. Like, and even if he does, like the UFC's still going to push him because obviously they don't care about any of that stuff anyway. So he's going to win the belt. He's going to be the heavyweight champion. It's just a matter of when. I think the UFC is probably going to push him too quickly. And even still, I still think he could probably, like, I think he could go in there and beat most of the heavyweight division right now. With one MMA fight, I think he could beat most of the heavyweights. But there is no rush right now. He's 25. I know McMader was at DBX. Like, that's great and all. But, like, give him 2 more LFA fight. Like, he should fight an LFA again. Then one more time, do it for the LFA heavyweight title. Let him win the LFA belt. And then he can go off to the UFC and just start cooking dudes. Because that's what's going to happen. So winner of the main event get Allen next? Maybe. I don't know. Who would... I think the winner probably gets Josh Emmett next. I think that's kind of where we're looking. Oh, what is this? Okay. Statement from Most Valuable Promotions. MVP immediately initiated an investigation upon a learning of the civil lawsuit filed against Gervonta Davis in Miami-Dade County on October 30th, 2025. At this time, we are gathering information, reviewing the details to ensure any decision we make is thoroughly vetted. We unequivocally condemn any form of violence and are committed to handling this matter with diligence and respect for all involved. We will make a determination on next steps once we have completed our review and consulted with the appropriate parties. Until then, we will not be commenting further. So there you go. That's what's going on there. I I think if you cancel this card now, you're screwed. Like, I don't think you can cancel it. You could do it without Gervonta Davis, certainly. And I'm sure you can find somebody with a relevant name who can step in there and fight Jake Paul. It does not matter who it is. If you want to trot Nate Diaz out there again, fine. I don't care. But I don't think you can call this event off altogether at this point. So we'll see what happens. At least I said something. I've been trying to get something out of MVP for a few days now, and there you go. I think they're trying to like dot their I's and cross their T's. So do I think Gervonta Davis is going to be fighting November 14th? Probably not. Do I know for a fact? No. I know there are reports. I know Chris Mannix reported that they're already searching for a replacement. And I think they probably do. I think they probably find one. Killers, well done is the only way to eat steak. No, it's disgusting. Joshua, Tybura head here, who asked how many fights he was away from the belt his last time out. Casey made my day to this day. Do you think we will see some justice for Tybura with Waldo getting the victory? In what sense? Oh, just like getting one over, like a little revenge? Because Delia clobbered him. I think, like, if I'm being honest, I think Ante Delage is going to win. But Waldo's on my fantasy team, so I'm picking like him first round knockout just because I want to will that into existence. So if you eat steak well done, you're a damn psychopath. Yeah. Like, I don't mind if a hamburger's like medium well. Like, I can live with that, but anything beyond medium with the steak is tough. Should be a great fight. I'm here at the Apex. Really? You're at the Apex? How much does it how much did it cost you to get tickets to the Apex? I heard it is like ridiculously expensive to go to a fight card there. But maybe I'm wrong. Bo Nickel did the same thing. Don't get ahead of yourselves. What do you mean? People were super quick with Bo. I remember old episodes of BTL, like when New York Rick was still here. He was like, yeah, let's do Bo Nickel versus Israel Adesanya for the middleweight title after his first fight in the UFC. I was like, you are insane to do that. But like, middleweight is a different story than heavyweight. Heavyweight is bad. It is a bad division. And like, without any real like super duper experience, like, let's look at the heavyweight. Like, I think I would pick Gable to beat Talishan Teixeira. Walter Walker, the more I think about it, is like, could get a little tricky, but I would probably still pick Gable. I'd pick him over McParkin. He would destroy Tai Tuivasa. He'd beat Shamil. He'd beat Tabora. Derek Lewis. And then like, it gets a little more interesting. But like, he would beat ranked opposition right now. And the UFC is going to push him to that title as fast as possible. Arnold said in his latest video he's a potential fight for December. He just didn't say who the... Yeah, but again, how many times have we heard him say that I have a fight coming up or there's something in the works? How many times have we heard that? And then nothing happens. So, like, I am literally at the point that until, like, the UFC announces an Arnold Allen fight, I don't believe it. It's actually a good thing if that fight doesn't happen. I think we're talking about the Jake Paul Gervonta fight. I'm supposed to be there and going to cover that. More so for the Weidman Anderson Silva part of it, but I don't think there's just so much going on with it. Ooh, Masvidal would be interesting. Darren Till would be interesting. They will postpone it. They weren't selling tickets anyway. See, here's one thing you need to know about these Jake Paul events. It does not matter what the ticket sales look like, even up to the day before. They will find a way to fill that arena. I've seen it multiple times, like covering events where ticket sales are shit. They weren't great ahead of the Nate Diaz fight. They were not good at all ahead of the second Tyron Woodley fight. And both of those were sellouts. Like, could not believe how many people were in the building for those fights. So they find a way to like at least reduce tickets for walk-up traffic, and they get more walk-up traffic for their fight cards than literally any other combat sport event that I've ever seen. Mike, have you ramped up the difficulty on the daily trivia? I'm getting killed this week. Yeah, kind of. Because there's only so many fighters I could pick. Like, I mean, like just going through it right now, I've had to pick a fighter every day since September 19th of last year. Every day I've had to pick a fighter. We're approaching like 400 fighters that I've had to pick. We're running out a little bit. We have to dig a little bit deeper just to fill spots. Trivia has become the UFC apex of SB Nation in 5 trivia games. What promotions outside of the UFC are you investing in right now? KSW, Octagon, but I think those are like cop outs. I think they have something with dirty boxing. Like, I really do. I think there's some things they have to fix up real quick. Some of the broadcast stuff, like they have to, there's like too much of a blurred line between like professional and like what doesn't come off as professional. And if they can like tune that up a little bit, like, you know, Mike Perry's the face of the promotion stuff, but like if you're going to go like full weirdo, then you have to go full weirdo with everything. So I think like the commentary team does a pretty good job. I think Jason Anik obviously is like does good, and I forget the dude who does the play-by-play is pretty good. Andre Berto is just like kind of there because it's Andre Berto. And then like they're like, again, I talked about this yesterday. They trotted this like poor woman out on the stage to do like the Megan O'Leary part. And like, I felt so bad for her. She looked like she was going to spontaneously combust up there. And I was like, I just felt so bad for her. Like, we just got to get like polished up people in there to like do the job. Like they did like an official weigh-in show, but they had like nothing happening. It was just like someone weigh in, then they'd go to like a hold screen, like bring somebody in to like interview fighters after they get off the scale. Like, let's tune this up a little bit. And 12 fights is too many. 15 fights was way too many. DBX3 had 15 fights. I felt like I was watching Dirty Boxing for 8 hours. 10 fights, no more. Now, if you want to do a couple like dark matches, so to speak, like they do at WWE shows where they just, for the fans that are getting there early, here's like a couple of fights that aren't televised. Let's just do that to get the crowd pumped. Cool. But any more than 10 fights on those broadcasts is too many, I think. People said Bo would beat ranked competition too. All right, and he could have back then, I think. Let's look at this right now. Would I pick Bo Nickel against Joe Pyfer? That's actually, yeah, I probably would. I'd definitely pick him against Marvin Vettori. I would pick him against Roman Dolidze. Then it gets a little hairy. Then it gets tough. Could he beat Paulo Costa on like his best day? Maybe. Cannonier's in his 40s, but he's still a tough out. I think he could beat a couple of these ranked guys right now. He just fought a dude that was way bigger than him. How's the golf game? Shot an 82 today. Shot a 38 on the back nine. Last time a security got swung in a fight for ignoring his handshake. Yep, I remember that. Speaking of promotions, I miss when the whole GFL debacle was still being covered. It was hilarious. They keep saying they're going to come back. So we're about to get some fights in a moment. Ariane Carnelosi is making her way to the octagon right now for her fight. Another promotion I would invest in, but I would need like creative control, is Game Bred Bare Knuckle. I don't know where they've been. I think they have something great there. I think they have a perfect style, but they just like the way they book the events. They always book them on like the same day as like big UFC shows. And then they try to book like NBA arenas. Like, what are you doing? Like, follow the Dirty Boxing playbook here. They do them at like airport hangars. They did it in Nashville. Like, I thought it looked great. It sounded great too. There's probably like maybe 1,000 people in there. That's beautiful. Beautiful. That's what Game Bred Bare Knuckle should be like in the ECW arena. That's where it should be. Is it acceptable to use Kirkland golf balls on the golf course? Absolutely. Any good rounds recently? Just shot an 82. And I played a terrible front nine and shot a 44 on the front. And I played bad. Like, I couldn't get off the tee. It was rough. But I scrambled my ass off. And then on the back, it could have been better. I probably could have shot even par on the back, but I double bogeyed a par 3, and then bogeyed the par 5 next hole. But I parred everything else. Like, it was just like a professional round, just par. All right. Let's do some quick predictions, and then we'll get the hell out of here. Bonuses. I will go fight of the night main event. Again, I'm putting good juju out into the universe. Bonuses: Waldo Cortez Acosta and Dante Johnson for sure. All right, main card picks, and I'll answer a couple more questions for you. Head on out. Main card. Let me pull up the odds, courtesy of our friends at FanDuel. And we'll begin the welterweight division. We have Charles Ratke, the minus 172 favorite, facing Daniel Frunzo. Comes back at plus 144. I could see Frunzo winning it, but I think Ratke. There's something about the UFC Apex that makes Charles Ratke a very dangerous guy. So Ratke usually does well in the Apex. And I will say first round TKO, just kind of a weird, silly fight. And then he's going to say really great things on the mic, I'm sure. Then we have Isaac Dulgarian taking on Yadir Del Valle. Really fun fight. Dulgarian, big favorite, minus 245. Come back on Del Valle, plus 200. I'm going Dulgarian by decision. I think it's going to be a really close competitive fight. If I was betting, I'd probably take a shot on Del Valle, because I think this line could be a little bit closer. Let's head to the welterweight division again. We have Temba Garimbo, the minus 142 favorite, taking on Jeremiah Wells, coming back at plus 120. I'm going with Jeremiah Wells to not only win, but to finish Temba Garimbo. Club and sub in round 2. I don't know how the submission will actually go, but I'm picking Jeremiah Wells to get it done. I'm just not sold on Temba Garimbo. Like, his story's great. He went on a nice little run, but like, he has not beat anybody like really that great. And I don't like, not that I think Jeremiah Wells is like a top 15 guy, but I think he's better than Timber Bimbo. Like, I think if they both have their best game, bring their best game, Jeremiah Wells will win that fight. I think he's got more ways to win. So I think it's worth the dog shot. Waldo Cortez Acosta, I'm picking first round knockout, even though I don't know. And then the main event, betting odds have closed a little bit here. Steve Garcia, the favorite, minus 136, come back on David Onama, plus 116. I am picking David Onama via decision. I think he gets it done. He's got to weather a storm early. I think he can. He's a pretty durable guy. He's a very technical fighter, especially since he's gone over to Factory X. So, yeah, we'll take the shot there. So let's see if we ever got Zach. Play 5-10 rounds per year on my quest to finally break 100. 6 straight rounds at 101. Any advice? I mean, focus more on chipping and putting than hitting the ball as far as you can off the tee. There were holes today I hit 7-iron off the tee. So I was like snap hooking my driver a little bit. So I was just getting in on like par 4s. I would just hit 7-iron, leave myself with like a pitching wedge in, and I would get a bunch of pars that way. So yeah, driving's fine, but yeah, the putting and chipping, the short game, that's really what it comes. Oh, damn. All right. These women are scrapping. These women are scrapping already. Carnelosi's throwing big shots. Alan Carr throwing jumping shit. So it's gonna be one of those fights. So we'll all enjoy it. Your beverage of choice. Oh, Alan Carr's supposed to get a takedown. Oh, but Carlosi is big and strong. Alan Carr's a terrific grappler. So, but listen, we're going to be back at the end of this. Jose Youngs is going to join me, and we'll talk all things UFC Vegas 110, what we witnessed, how much fun we had, and perhaps we will do a mic check on the post-fight show. We'll react to the call-outs and all of that fun stuff. So don't miss it. Immediately following the main event between Steve Garcia and David Onama. So thank you very much. Enjoy the fights, and we will see you later on.